Welcome back to the World Triathlon Podcast, and with just WTCS Weihai and Carlo Vivari still to go ahead of a home championship final in Pontevedra, I'm joined by Alberto Gonzalez, currently Spain's top-ranked male in the 2026 World Triathlon Championship Series. Standing 11th after top 10 finishes in all three of his WTCS starts this year, Alberto's 5th place at the stacked WTCS London last month was another sign of both how far he has come and what still lies ahead for the 28-year-old. 8th at the men's Paris 2024 Olympic Games, and the man behind a frankly ridiculous burst of acceleration to win the Hong Kong World Cup in 2024. Alberto, welcome to the podcast. How are you and where are you?
Thank you so much, Doc, for having me here with you. I'm currently now in Font Romeu in the altitude training camp. It's been now a easy cruise swim, but still the altitude gets you tired. So yeah, this is the moment to training before the last two races for me in the World Series calendar. So yeah, it's been like a really good time now, enjoying with the group. Looking forward for these races.
So Weihai and Carlo Vivari both on the plan, is that right?
Well, Weihai, I'm straight to the grand final in Pontevedra. My scoring is enough. I cannot fail in Weihai. But just in case something happens, Carlo Vivari is there. But I trust myself. I trust the plan. I think we'll be okay. Now the performance is much better at the beginning of the World Series season for me. So yeah, looking forward for that.
Weihai preparations going well?
Yeah, luckily. When you say if everything is going good, I'm healthy. I can train. I sleep well. Good mood. Enjoying the practice. That's how is going the training or how much time you do. That's the real thing you need to make sure. Like stabilizing your life and make things simple, make things easy for the training. So yeah, I think now, I'm 28 years old. I think I'm getting experience. So now I know where to be, who with this amazing group, with Joel Filio Triathlon crew. Everything is fine. And yeah, I'm enjoying the moment. And that's where I can see now in my results in the World Series.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's worth saying that, a top 5 finish in Weihai would see you shoot even further up the rankings, given your fourth score at the moment is the Tarragona European Champs, which I guess didn't go quite to plan. 18th place was only worth 138 points, but yeah, a podium in Weihai would see you shoot up to 2,600. It could be like top 5, therefore, in good company up there.
Yeah, let's see. Hope everything is like this. Like I'm training every day. I'm fighting for that podium, but I don't rush. I think these kind of things arrive in the moment. It needs to come. So yeah, I'm training every day for that. I'm getting better every race. 9th place in Alghero, 8th in Hamburg, now B5 in London. So yeah, looking forward for Weihai. I had a really good experience in 2024. Was a different course, but still, I love to race in China, in Asia, especially like Hong Kong, also in 2024. So yeah, when I'm in the mode, I enjoy the race. I enjoy the environment, the people. It's when I can find myself there in the race. Like enjoying the moment, being the present, going full gas for the race.
Much like one of your training partners, Vasco, who obviously you've been with for, I guess, a year and a half now, right? Under Joel Filio?
Correct, yeah.
And his great rival for the title, I guess, if we were boiling it down to 2 or 3 or 4 people for this season's title, is racing. Matt Hauser is racing Weihai. So I guess Vasco is giving you some pretty strict instructions there to keep an eye on what's going on. And no pressure, Alberto, but off you go and just keep him at bay.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be training here with Vasco. It's now my year and a half as I joined completely last year with the Joel Filio crew. It's great to have the World Series leader beside you. When you are training, it's like, okay, I need to do what we are doing, nothing more, nothing less, just to enjoy the process together. We know each other since 2014 when we were youth in the European champs. Wow, now being we are both Olympians, we are improving every year. Well, he's the one I look at because I look up because at the end he's being always in the World Series, getting a lot of medals, and that's the way to improve. So yeah, we have a really great environment here in Font Romeu. So yeah, and enjoying a lot. And well, now Matt is the one to beat. I will ask him how to get close to Matt. But yeah, anyway, I like when someone is leading a lot because it's the one to beat, and the rivals make you stronger.
For sure. And for Vasco, that you've become presumably like kind of the ideal training partner in a way. In a similar 5-6 years ago, when it was Mario Mola and bringing through Vincent Luis and so on, and like what he created and the athletes that he had there going every day in the pool together and out on the runs was just this pool of unbelievable talent, right? Including the series leaders, and that's a similar situation to what he's got now with you guys, and that
correct, yeah,
work ethic, the kind of sessions that presumably you're putting in, and we're just getting glimpses of on social media, right? But
yeah, absolutely. Now I'm thinking when Joel had Mario Mola, Vincent Luis, while many others like Martin Van Riel, Jelle Jeans, Jake Bergwissel, and especially Mario and Vincent, they've been training together, fighting for the title in Lausanne 2019. And now it seems, well, like I would like to be like that, like being me and Vasco 1 and 2. And the thing is, when you have respect and you admire what is he doing, it's like does no matter who is going to win. I will be happy if he beats me. Well, I don't know if he will be happy, but anyway, before a race, like as my videographer just took a little video us giving five and wishing good luck each other, and that's you can see there the magic of the respect and friendly. I don't know, it's something I'm really grateful. Yeah, I think this kind of forces, when you put the forces together, make you improve every day, and then you will see in the race with better results.
Because it's more than just a mutual respect, isn't it? It's like a mutually beneficial. You are bringing the best out of each other at each step.
Correct. Yeah, we push each other in the training. Like when someone needs a little help, he's there. So we're always in control. Like at the end, well, he knows just to beat, for example, Matt in the running. Now we are pushing a bit harder. For example, more speedy sessions. And yeah, probably if the pace is 250 and then we go 245, 240, it's like, well, I think we need to run like this just to win and beat, but it's funny.
It's crazy. Yeah. But I guess what we will see in Weihai is that over Olympic distance, right? Which it's been a while. That's the place to test him. If he's become somewhat bulletproof over the sprint distance, then the Olympic distance is one place where he hasn't had quite so much success, you could say. And like, yeah. Actually, I was talking to Belinda and Will. We did a preview pod earlier. She was wondering, I said, have you both got a question for Alberto? And she said, are you just going to flip and like put the foot down straight out of T2 and just ask that question straight away?
Yeah, for example, Weihai will be the Olympic distance. Other different way of racing, more tactic, trying to be, yeah, not to waste too much energy and be ready for the run. So yeah, it will be interesting to be racing there in Weihai. As I said, like I'm improving every race, and I'm really looking forward to be there. Yeah, let's see for the podium.
Just quick, Will's question. So Will and Belinda, the commentary duo, for those that don't know. But yeah, Will's question was, do you even know who Speedy Gonzalez is, the person that you have been attributed the nickname to? Does it mean anything to you, the name Speedy Gonzalez?
The thing is, yeah, well, I remember when Rodrigo Gonzalez, the Mexican, I think he's the pure one. But yeah, I didn't know about this cartoon. Like probably I'm too young, or but I will check. I will check Speedy Gonzalez, which speed workouts he did. And yeah, but it's funny. It's funny this name. Yeah, it defines me.
And Weihai sees Matt chasing the perfect score of 4,000 points, right? Which would be the second successive year he would be going into a championship finals with the maximum points. And you also have to admire just what he has been able to achieve up to this point, I guess, right? And kind of take a step back and go, yeah, that level of consistency, like you said, that's the benchmark, and that's what you've got to hold yourself up to.
Yeah, wow, I think now Matt is in his prime level and performance. Like, but he's been always a beast. He's the junior world champion. I know him as well, like 10 years ago for our first world champs in Cozumel. And yeah, you could see always the quality he has. I think it took for him like the running performance, especially in the Olympic distance. But now he's at his very best. And as I said, the rivals make you improve. Well, that's also my thing. Like, I don't need to be like, okay, he's running a lot, he's now the real beast, but it will be always someone to beat. So for me, I'm working every day. I'm believing in myself, and I can be there fighting as well. So yeah, let's see what's happening in Weihai. I will be so ready. So yeah, looking forward.
Yeah, which, like you said, was the site of your career best fourth so far, Weihai 2024, coming straight off the back of Paris. Brilliant eighth place there as well. I guess that period for you must have felt like things were really clicking, and eighth at the Olympic Games must have been a huge moment for you.
Yeah, correct. I think now I'm in another stage in my career. The Olympic qualification in Paris for me was the thing to believe in myself. Okay, qualifying Olympics is something difficult, but when you have the people around, you work every day, you surround with people that trust you, is where the magic happens. Yeah, until the last lap, I was in 13th place, I think. I say to myself, okay, Alberto, this is for the Olympic Games. Just suffer 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, you, you will be grateful forever. That's why I have the kick. I had my mindset. I changed it, and why I start to pass people, rivals. When I realized, well, I check in the list, Matt Hauser in seventh, and it's like, no way, but this guy is in front of me. So I couldn't realize, like, I finished in eighth place. Like, I couldn't believe it. It was something magical. Well, this result in the Olympics make me think I can do much better. So that's why this is the journey, a new journey heading to LA. I had problems well in 2025 after the Olympics with an injury in my shoulder at the beginning of the year. And when I started the World Series calendar, another injury came in my Achilles after the Super Tri in Chicago. So I had to stop the season. 2025 wasn't my year, but I think it's good when you have these kind of things happening in your life. It's the time to stop, reset, and think, okay, where am I heading? Where is my goal now? And now I have everything clear in my life, in my sport career, and that's why I'm working every day. I can see now in my results, and yeah, I think when you have this kind of injuries or even sickness, that's the moment to think. You don't need to be worried about. It's something good for you, make you feel a clarity in your path.
Which is something that only comes with that experience, right? As 28, I'm sure, like as a 20-year-old, you wouldn't have been thinking with that much sort of space and.
Yeah, the things come like this, and if someone is listen this podcast, I think I would say, okay, if something is happening in your life, it's for a reason, even if it's bad. You will see the good face of that situation. Always a learning. We always learn in life. I don't think if I'm 22 or 20 years old having this performance would be better for me. But at the end, everyone has their path and the moment to grow up. Well, for me now is 28. I prefer this, but at the end, it's the journey of everyone.
Yeah. And actually, we're chatting with some of the athletes for the Dakar Youth Olympic Games that's coming up in November. You raced Nanjing 2014, right? Just quickly before we get onto the rest of the season and what's coming up, but I'd love to hear what that was like as an experience for you, and yeah, what thoughts you might have for those kids that are going to be going to Dakar. You know, they are still kids, right? It's, as you were, take us back to what you were thinking and feeling heading over to China.
Wow, I remember the year before in 2013, which where we finished second in the European Championships by relay, and I have the notice that it was the Youth Olympic Games at the next year, and I say to my dad, who was my coach in that moment, to say, no, we are going to China next year. Like, I'm going to prepare the qualifiers because, wow, it's a Youth Olympic Games. It's for the experience and just the desire to be there. No limits, no pressure. Like, I always fight for everything in my life, even if I was 15 years old. And yeah, I remember every step to qualify there was also a difficult one because at the end it's only, if I remember, 8 in the or 9 people in the European. I think 5 Americas or 8. It's more restrict, so that make a bit difficult. But I had the best experience there. Like in another country, other culture, you could meet a lot of athletes of every sport. And yeah, the race was just to enjoy one more race. You don't need to have the pressure, but the environment outside, I think, was the best thing I could live in my life for being 16 years old.
Who were some of the other faces that we would still know about now that were there?
Ben Dijkstra won with a sprint finish with Daniel Hoy. Third, it was the Danish guy, Emil Deloran. And now, that's the thing. Like, its people is still there, like Seth Ryder, Charles Paquet. Yeah. Other no, they leave the sport. But the thing is, if you go to Youth Olympic Games, you don't need to go to the Olympic ones, to the elite ones. I think sport is a way to improve in life, to be a better person, be a better one in the university, in the school, in your job. I think it's not about to be Olympic champion, you know. It's about to learning through the sport, learning the values, create the identity thanks to the sport. When I finished the Youth Olympic Games, I said, no, I'm going to go to the Olympics. Like, I said really clear. The coaches were like, well, it's a long journey. Yeah, yes, it's a long journey, but I'm going to go to the Olympics. It's something was inside me, and I didn't want anyone stopping me. It's also as well like I had some, well, I think pressure problems. Like when I went to the World Champs, Junior World Champs, I never had a great performance. Yeah, I think it's a way to learn as well. Like you learn how to train. What is the world big stage? It's not the same to be in the national championships. And then when you level up to the World Juniors, but it's a way to improve and to learn what you need to train, the athlete you need to be. And yeah, it's the moment from all the years in the junior and the 23 is now the person I am. Like I've been struggling as I think all the athletes or in a certain moment in your life, but it makes you stronger and creates you the identity as a person and as an athlete.
Yeah, and so that identity for you began in Malaga, right? You grew up on the coast of Spain. You were coached by your dad for like quite a healthy chunk of your formative years, right?
Correct. Yeah, I grew up in Malaga. I didn't have to go to a center in Madrid or Barcelona. I had everything there. I had the school, the family, my friends, and yeah, my dad was the one that learned the sport and show us what is triathlon. I'm the person I am now thanks to him.
So he learned to coach you, did he?
Correct. Yeah, he coached me always. Well, we were also in the swimming team just to make it more social because at the end, the triathlon teams in that period of time, like 2010, wasn't too much. I think now is much better. So we had to specialize on the swimming, on the running, with also the athletics team, mixing as well with the cross country races. So yeah, it was a mix, doing the bike by yourself with my dad, and well, until 2023, when the Olympic period start and the federation, well, they hired Joel Filiol for this period, and it was the opportunity. And my dad said, "You need to go there to improve, to be a better athlete, because I believe in you, and you can make it to the Olympics."
I guess on one level, like a very difficult decision, and on one, just something you literally had to do as part of that process. The Spanish Federation were like, right, this, if you want to do this, then this is the route you got to take, right? So it felt like a huge wrench, and presumably for your dad as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When it's your dad, you don't want to be separate with him. He did everything for you. Even if we mistake, for sure we did a lot of mistakes, but at the end I was the athlete. I was in that moment. And it's tough, but at the end he's doing it because it's the best for me. Even if I couldn't see that, he was saying, "Okay, you need to go. Trust me."
And all through that time, you've had Spanish triathlon in this total boom, right? The crazy window of whatever, 2010 to 2018, or no, 2008 to 2018 with Javi and then Mario. And they didn't not win or podium a series for about 9 years on the spin.
Yeah.
As a young lad learning the art form, having two role models to try and emulate, it doesn't get much better than that, right?
Yeah, I think they did all the best, and we are really grateful to have them as heroes and someone to look up. But now, in the same time, when you are doing P8, P5, you think about this and say, "Wow, it was really difficult. What they were doing, like they were always in the podium. It was a strange day. They were out of the podium, you know." So make you think about this, make you think about how the sport has grown. And yeah, at the end, when someone did that result, make that path, make you believe to say, "Okay, if they could do it in that moment, I can do it now."
And then this cohort of which you have been a part of has been a difficult one to break into as well. Obviously, you've had injury problems and so on, but trying to get consistency of starts, even when you've obviously had Antonio and Roberto filled that immediate period after Mario, right? You're obviously in Girona. You've got David Castro and a crew with Javi. There's the Alicante group with David Cantero, right?
Yeah, correct. Now after the Olympics, well, they decide to create a group with Javi Gomez leading the team. Yeah, it's now some of the athletes. Sergio Baxter is there, young, talented as well, like under 23s, juniors. So yeah, I think we are now working. At the end, you need to see what is your best place to be, the people to be around. Yeah, I think when every athlete make the decision, and if it's your results are getting better, you need to be there. Well, even if we are separate, at the end we go to the races and we do all the best. At the end, the head coach does not care who are you training with. He cares about the result and be there and putting Spain in the best place ever that you can do. Yeah. So now it's a new generation. As I told you, like when Javi and Mario stopped, the best performance for the head coach was a difficult time because one of the World Series I entry the first Spanish in 26th place. That's tough. I was really happy because it was my first World Series ever, my debut. But the head coach was like, okay, this is a difficult time now. I think we are getting better now, like David Cantero, me, Antonio, Roberto. But it was a difficult period there.
Yeah, so on your WTCS debut, you actually finished ahead of Mario Mola, right? That was the...
Yeah, it was 2022 in Hamburg. Yeah, we were almost close. Like he had a mistake in the T1, and he missed the group. And luckily, I could get the wheel of Hayden Wild, so I could be in the first group. But yeah, they dropped and they were in the second pack. It was a crazy experience.
The changing of the guard, yeah. And actually, so 2025, you were the third highest ranked Spaniard in the series, but finished 46th, right? And there's now 4 of you in the top 30. So yeah, this is the period of like revolution once again then for Spanish triathlon.
Correct. Yeah, when you have an Olympics, it's some character there, like Alex, Hayden, Leo, Pierre Lecor, and you see that after the Olympic Games, everyone gets another journey, another path. For example, Alex was preparing the marathon, Hayden maybe more in T100. So it came another people. At the end, I think this is the law of the sport. Is not be always one winning. It will come new people. So I think we are living this kind of situation. I can see myself as well, like now P5, and hopefully one podium win in one day. So yeah, that's make me realize.
I kind of had a theory. Young athletes coming through don't have that fear. They're just like, right, I'm in. If I've got my chance, I'm taking it. And that's perhaps why we've had some of these quite accelerated arrivals onto the scene in the last couple of years.
Now, we can see, for example, Neil Sir. He finished 4th in Hamburg. I think he had a stellar performance and he wasn't fear for the others. I think he went there. He believed in himself. Yeah, for sure, he's a respectful athlete, but he was fearless. And also Joao Batista as well, the little one of the brothers. He's also fearless. I could see him in Alghero racing there. I think he finished in 7th or 6th. So yeah, at the end, it's new people coming. Always respectful. I haven't seen something like this, but yeah, at the end they make better sport, and it's good to have these guys there pushing you, because at the end they make you a better athlete. Like at the same time, you have people in the top, the ones to beat. There's other people coming up, so you need to be careful and be ready for every race.
Like a Henry Graff, I suppose, has kind of emerged as one of the more complete athletes in a sense. But do you think, I mean, your swim is right up there as well. The run obviously speaks for itself. Where do you kind of feel that you sit in terms of across all 3 disciplines? Was it always something very important for you to not be pigeonholed as a running athlete, for example? Like to compete at the end of these races? You cannot have a weak leg.
Well, for me, luckily, the swimming is one of my best. But I could realize that I cannot miss a second. In London, I was 14 seconds out of the water, and I was almost the last to be there in the first group. So that makes you realize the level there's now in the World Series. Like 14 seconds, a bit more. For example, Ricardo, it was like 15 or 16 seconds. He was out of the race. So yeah, make you think in the training, be as consistent as possible, doing all the best. At the end, everyone has the way to improve. For example, for me, I'm trying to improve more in the gym workout. Mm, at the end, the speed will come also with speed workout, also good technique in the swim, and yeah, the same as bike and run. Just trying to. I always put the example of having 3 glasses of water and trying to fill them not unbalanced, just to have a good balance. Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to kind of chart yourself back over the last kind of maybe not 10 years, but certainly the last 5 over emerging onto the series and so on, like, has the run, obviously that Hong Kong run that we mentioned, anybody that hasn't seen it, tune in to go back to Try Live and watch the Hong Kong 2024, wasn't it? It was the start of 2024.
Correct.
And that acceleration to pull away from Kenji, or no, at that point it was Antonio. Yeah. Like, how much quicker are you now than then, do you think?
Well, the thing is, that kick came from the motivation and the spirit to say, okay, Alberto, you have nothing to lose. At the beginning of the year, I was even selected for the World Series in Abu Dhabi, and I had to do 100% podium in Napier and Hong Kong. So yeah, when you live these kind of moments, it's difficult moments, but then you realize to say, okay, I'm not in the defeated role, like a loser, thinking, oh, they are not going to select me. And then I try to be more victorious to say, no, I'm going to New Zealand. I'm going to do the podium. I'm going to do all the best I could. And when I was 600 minutes to go in Hong Kong, I say, okay, Alberto, this is for the Olympics. This is, I don't know what's coming in the future, but the moment is now. And that's why I kick as hard as I could. I didn't look back. I was in the present, in the moment, and fighting until the end. And what you say, I think it was good because I could do it in the World Cup stage. And now let's see if I can do it in the World Series. Level up.
Amen to that. But it's interesting. So there's 3 very key races for you there, in which each one you've had a moment where you've lucidly, you remember telling yourself, right, this is for this goal, right? You still had the physical capacity to produce it as well, obviously. Do you just find that sometimes that voice isn't there? Sometimes, obviously, there's just stronger people around you.
Yeah, about the kick, it's something I always had in my childhood. Like I win many races as well, making a great kick. So it's something I have, and it's a powerful for me. Like I believe in that. I know I got it. It's sometimes that you cannot sprint like this. That's the voice that sometimes make it says the voice like, oh, Alberto, this is a difficult race, blah, blah, blah. But that's the fight sometimes, to tell to yourself, okay, don't listen to this one, listen to the good ones, to say, okay, you have the capacity. That's what I'm trying to improve. Now, the level in the World Series are so brutal. I'm improving a lot in the bike. I'm trying to have this performance I had in the World Cup, and now getting there in the World Series. So I'm not rushed. Like, I'm enjoying, even if I'm P5 in London, I drop, like I had to push in the run, but then, okay, they beat me. So it will come.
So did that voice, in London, you've got Matt, Hauser, Vasco, Vilaça, Morgan Pearson, Chonga Lehman, and you. Are you sort of looking around at some point, sort of sizing people up with one lap to go? Everyone's still together. Everyone's sizing each other up to some extent, or trying to get a sense of where everybody is. You produce that big kick up the hill, or was it down the hill?
I was in the downhill. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously that was able to shell Morgan, but he's an unbelievable runner as well. Obviously you got Chonga Lehman, who we all know what he can do. So how was the final lap in London for you in terms of like your presence of mind and what you were aware of, not aware of, hoping to achieve?
Yeah, that was the thing in London. I had the penalty, and at first I thought it was for swimming behavior because I had a really fight in the water. And when they told me about this penalty, I say, okay, it was something that happened in the past that now I'm focused in the race. And then I thought, okay, so if I have a penalty, I need to run as fast as possible and trying to drop as much people as I can. I knew it was difficult with Matt, Morgan, Shondor, Vasco. So yeah, at least to have a gap between the 7th, the 8th, I think 6th, it was Jeppe, Tom Richard, Luke William. Yeah. So at the end, the penalty was the power to push in the race. Like I had
gap.
Correct. I had nothing to lose, and that's why I took that punch in the downhill. Because, well, I said in another interview, it's because of the cross country races when I was child. Like I always take the advance in the downhill. Yeah, as I say, correct. I had nothing to lose, and I start to push in the last 800 meters. I didn't know how much was left, but I only knew that I had to create more gap. Well, at the end, they passed me, Shongor, Matt, and Vasco. But, well, it's good because you know that it's people better than you and you need to keep improving.
And Vasco must have come away feeling that you had pushed Matt as hard as he's been pushed all season, without a doubt, right? He might have kind of had the finish line moment and so on, but I think part of that was just the sheer relief at having held all of you off and taken the tape again.
Yeah, I think it's the most close for Vasco to be in the sprint finish with Matt. And well, I think he's realizing now the one he has in the shoulder side by side. He has Matt also with an incredible run and sprint. So, well, I think, as I say, the rivals make you better, make you improve. And that's the goal for Vasco and also for everyone to win the race.
Yeah. So you left London with a good experience. So just quickly, though, on the swim there, I mean, it was interesting how, looking back from the drone shot, you could see like the right-hand side packed quite tightly together, whereas the left-hand side, there was a lot more room. And I know, like, from one swim to the next, the way that it plays out, obviously very unpredictable, depends on where that first buoy is, how the start line looks. But is everyone trying to get onto the same feet? And is that why it just kind of bunches together? And is that what you felt brought out? You know, you're literally just trying to keep a line, right? So inevitably arms are going to get hit, but there's not much you can do.
Yeah, sometimes it seems like a lottery because when you are going along, probably you are not wasting energy and you do by yourself, as Vasco did. Well, I think he mistook a little bit. But he had to look to the left side, but well, still he got it in the front to the buoy. So, and sometimes if you have a fight and then you start to waste energy, you miss the focus, it's really difficult. So yeah, depending of if you are in a river, the current, it's a lot of factors. But anyway, if something happened in the race, or you have some problems, you need to keep moving, going forward. Just let the mistake in the back and be in the present and believe again to say, no, I'm going to get better this situation. At the end, I saw many people in the boy. I was thinking like, okay, I'm going to be in the second pack. But then I say no. I'm going to to go outside in my side in my own and swimming as hard as I could. And luckily, I could get some advance. And I could make also a good T1. And I make it to the first group.
Hmm. But that swim must be such a hard thing to develop, or a fine line to walk, where it's not all out aggression, but at the same time, it's either you or me that's going to get this line, right? Yeah. How do you weigh up those situations, or are you just so focused on moving forward that everything else just is a blur?
I think in the swimming, as it's you are in an environment you cannot control really well. You are in the water, you have your goggles, you cannot see, for example, us running on the bike. I think you need to be and work in yourself to be stoic, like be a person. Okay, if they hit you, because at the end the strokes means they can hit your face or whatever. You need to move forward, stay strong. Sometimes you need to be there. Believe also in your capacities. It's something that I say to people that they ask me. And it's about to be as smart in the swim. There's many things to do in the swimming in the open water. For example, I'm a person, I like to be more in the inside part of the buoys. I defend better myself. For example, you need to, if there is people in your side, maybe you need to breathe and change your stroke, but it's something you need to train. So you need to adapt to every situation. You cannot be in the situation of, oh, I received a lot of hits, I had fight. Now you need to go ahead.
Yeah. It's interesting that use of the word stoic there. If I was enjoying your YouTube channel, recommend that anyone goes to see Alberto Gonzalez. Is it Alberto Gonzalez Try?
Correct. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And the first video on there where you talk about like putting on your monk suit when you put the tri suit on, and I guess like the swim is a bit more Shaolin monk perhaps, but yeah, you talk about stoicism. Is that one of your secret powers that you've had to develop? That like I guess finding that inner peace in moments of chaos.
Yeah, it's something I've been developing through the years because I had that loser mindset, saying, "Oh, I receive hits. It is because of the rain of the course," and at the end, you are blaming things are not in your control. And I realized, I think I was 22 years old, that I say, okay, no, I need to change my mindset. If I want to be a really good one in the sport, I need to change this. I start to read a lot about Stoicism. I think this is great for life. It's not only for the sport. It makes
Sorry,
you.
I didn't hear that. You read a lot about what?
Stoicism. I think it was one of the first things in my personal growth, and I recommend to everyone to do it. To the young athletes, I think the more stoic you are in the competition, the key of this line is do what you can control. Be calm in that problems, in that difficult times. That's the key. Triathlon is a sport that you don't know what can happen in the swing, in the bike, and the run. So you need to be ready for the physical part, but also mentally. 100%.
Absolutely. And on that note, we wish you very well. You've got a table tennis tournament to get to. Weihai, 29th of August incoming. That's kind of super early in the morning for European viewers, mid-morning in China. But yeah, 2024, there you were at the top 5 in Weihai 2024 was Alex Yee, Leo Berger, Miguel Hidalgo, Alberto Gonzalez, Vincent Luis. So that was some company you were keeping in that top 5.
Wow, I remember that race. Wow, it was my best result ever. And yeah, beating Vincent in the last, it was a really good sprint as well. Like he was the second last race as he finished his World Series career in Torremolinos. But just to beat him was also a moment to say, okay, I beat this guy. I think I can do better things in the future. Not so crazy.
And here we are, 9th, 7th and 5th so far this season. Therefore, if maths does its thing, could be that first podium. Alberto, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for your time. Great chatting. And can't wait to see how Pontevedra rolls out as well.
Wow, thank you so much, Doc, for this interview. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm working every day and also dreaming for what's coming now.
Awesome. Cheers, Alberto.
Thank you so much.